The Israelites found themselves trapped, a vast, churning sea before them and the dust cloud of an approaching army behind them. Panic etched itself onto every face as the glint of Egyptian armor grew closer, a stark reminder of the might they had so recently escaped. Freedom, it seemed, was to be a fleeting dream. Their minds raced back to the horrors of Egypt. Quick, visceral flashes of their former lives played out. The searing sun beating down on their backs as they hauled impossible stones, the sharp crack of a whip splitting the air, the desperate cries of hungry children echoing in the squalid slave quarters. The weight of generations of suffering settled upon them. Doubt, a venomous seed, began to sprout. A young man, his eyes wide with terror, stared at Moses, his gaze a silent accusation. Moses met the look, the weight of his people's fear on his shoulders, before turning his face to the heavens in solemn, desperate prayer. On his magnificent chariot, Pharaoh watched, a cruel smile playing on his lips. An advisor, gesturing wildly at the roiling sea, tried to warn him, but Pharaoh dismissed the plea with a flick of his wrist. He gave the signal to advance, confident in his victory. Moses, resolute, stood at the water's edge and raised his staff high. A wind, fierce and unnatural, began to howl, whipping the sea into a chaotic frenzy. Then the impossible happened. The sea groaned and pulled back, rising into two towering liquid walls, revealing a dry path through its very heart. The Israelites stared, their fear momentarily replaced by stunned, reverent awe. They rushed forward. In the desperate scramble, a child stumbled, a small wooden toy falling from their grasp. Their mother, her face a mask of urgency, pulled them up, forcing them to abandon the relic of their past and press on toward the uncertain future. As the last Israelite reached the far shore, the Egyptian chariots thundered into the sea path. Without warning, the walls of water collapsed, a monstrous, churning wave that swallowed the entire army in an instant. On the other side, families clung to each other, tears of relief streaming down their faces. Moses lowered his staff. His gaze lifted in silent gratitude as the sun finally broke through the clouds, bathing them in its warm, promising light.